What if I told you that a forgotten species, smaller than your thumb, could revive your body and trigger an erection in just 60 seconds? No matter your age, what medications you're taking, or what disappointments you've faced in the past, a single bite could start restoring the strength you thought was lost forever. I know it sounds unbelievable, but stick with me because what I'm about to reveal could change everything. My name is Dora Camila Vega. I've spent more than 15 years helping men over 60 reclaim what the years and the system have quietly stolen from them: confidence, circulation, vitality, and the ability to feel like a man again. Not with expensive prescriptions or gimmicks, but by giving the body the right tools it still remembers how to use. And here's the surprising part. The solution isn't a new discovery or high-tech gadget. It's a species that's always been right in front of our eyes, one your grandparents used before intimate moments, and whose effects science now confirms better than anyone could have imagined. The irony is that you've probably passed it by hundreds of times in your kitchen without knowing what it can do. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how chewing this species for just 60 seconds can open your blood vessels, reduce the stress that's destroying your testosterone, fight gum diseases that block circulation, and help you sleep deeper so your hormones can recover naturally. I'll guide you step by step, and I promise that by the end, you'll know exactly how to use it and what to expect in the first 7, 14, and 30 days. Before we dive into this powerful method, take a moment to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of the natural health tools I develop specifically for men like you. And if this message resonates with you, write a 1 in the comments. If not, write a 0 so I know how to help you better. Let's start with the heart of this discovery, because none of this works without understanding what makes this little spice so powerful. The secret lies in a natural compound hidden in every clove: eugenol. This ingredient is the reason your blood starts flowing again, your vessels relax, and your body responds like it used to, maybe even better. Let me explain how eugenol works, the secret compound that sets everything in motion. I'll never forget when a patient looked me in the eyes and said, "Doctor, I just want to feel like myself again." He wasn't talking about chiseled abs or running marathons. He was talking about intimacy, confidence, strength. That quiet strength a man has when his body still responds the way it should. That led me to research natural alternatives here in Mexico, and that's how I kept coming across a powerful compound: eugenol. Eugenol is found in high concentrations in cloves. When you chew 1 or 2 cloves, this remarkable remedy is released. But eugenol doesn't just stay in your mouth. It passes almost instantly into your bloodstream through the mucous membranes. What happens next is the start of the magic. Eugenol acts as a vasodilator, meaning it helps your blood vessels relax and open up, especially those narrow, stubborn ones that feed your sexual organs. After 60, these vessels tend to harden and lose flexibility. That's why blood doesn't flow like it used to. Eugenol works like a natural massage for the arteries, gently opening the pathway and letting blood circulate freely again, without forcing it or any artificiality, just awakening what your body did effortlessly before. What makes this even more powerful is that eugenol stimulates nitric oxide production, the same substance blue pills try to mimic. But this isn't chemistry, it's biology, happening naturally without side effects, without headaches or crashes afterward. Many men describe a warm, gentle sensation, a return of circulation that starts in minutes. It's subtle but powerful. And if one ingredient can do that, wait until you hear what this spice does against the stress that's been silently destroying your testosterone levels for years. Let's talk about that now. Why do erections weaken after 60? And how do cloves help? I've seen so many men between 60 and even 80 in my clinic here in Mexico City, with downcast eyes and soft voices, murmuring the same thing: "It doesn't work like it used to, doctor." I always tell them it's not a personal failure. There's no reason for shame. It's raw biology. With age, the small blood vessels that support erections start to narrow and harden. they lose elasticity. Years of stress, processed food, inflammation, and lack of movement take their toll. The result is that blood no longer flows like before, and without that flow, an erection simply doesn't happen. But here's the part most doctors never say out loud. These changes aren't permanent, they're reversible. That's where cloves come in, and why they're such an important and powerful ally for older men. Remember the compound we talked about? Eugenol doesn't just relax blood vessels. It also helps restore the flexibility of the inner vessel walls. Imagine it like cleaning a rusty pipe and making it smooth again. Blood starts to flow more easily, more completely, and where it needs to go. Some of my patients have told me that after just a few weeks of using this method daily, they woke up with morning erections for the first time in years. Not from a pill or a miracle, but because circulation finally had a chance to work again. That's the beauty of this natural method. It doesn't force your body. It just gives it permission to return to its original design. But here's the question. Even with perfect blood flow, there's an invisible force that can stop it all before it even starts. And it's probably been sabotaging you silently for decades. Let's uncover that now. 3 ways to apply the clove method in 60 seconds, step by step. You know what? The best solutions are often the simplest, and this method I'm about to share with you has helped so many of my older patients feel like themselves again. No prescriptions, no awkward doctor visits, no pharmacy lines, just a small, conscious action you can do in your kitchen. And the best part? It only takes 1 minute. Here's exactly what I tell my patients. Take 2 or 3 whole cloves. Not powdered, but dry, whole cloves. Ideally organic, but any good quality cloves will do. Place them between your teeth and the back molars where you chew with the most force. Chew slowly until you feel them break open. And here's the key, buddy. Don't rush it. Let the cloves coat your tongue and mouth. Breathe through your nose. Stay relaxed for the first 30 seconds. Just keep the crushed pieces in your mouth. Let your saliva mix with the cloves. You might feel a strong warming sensation. It's intense, yes, but it's a good sign. It means the eugenol is being absorbed by the delicate mucous membranes in your mouth and entering your bloodstream directly. Then start chewing slowly, without hurry, just enough to fully crush the clove. Keep them in your mouth for another 30 seconds while you work the cloves with your saliva. That's it, brother. You can swallow the remnants or spit them out. Both are fine. What makes this method so effective is how quickly it works. Some men say they notice a difference in minutes. Their mind clears, they feel more present, more grounded in their body. But chewing cloves isn't just about blood flow and energy. It also unlocks something most men over 60 desperately need and probably don't even know they're missing: when to use the technique for the best results. One of the questions I'm asked constantly, usually after a man tries the clove method for the first time and feels that unmistakable warmth, is, "When should I use it for the best results, doctor?" The truth is, timing can make a difference. Like everything powerful, it's not just about doing it, but when you do it. Think of it like tuning an instrument. You want everything in harmony: your hormones, your nervous system, your blood flow. For many of my patients here in Mexico, nighttime is the golden hour. About an hour before bed, when the day winds down and the mind starts to calm. Chewing cloves at that moment helps relax the nervous system and prepare the body for better sleep. And it's not just rest. Deep sleep is when your body produces the most testosterone. That's the foundation. Nighttime use sets the stage for the next day. More energy, better focus, and yes, stronger morning erections. But don't neglect the morning, buddy. Using this method early in the morning on an empty stomach helps reactivate circulation and set a calm, alert tone for the day. Some men use it before exercise or a walk. Others prefer it before intimacy, 30, 40, or 50 minutes ahead, for that extra sense of presence, connection, and stamina. The key is to listen to your body and be consistent. Daily use builds momentum over time. It's not a one-time trick. It's a daily investment in your vitality. And if you're wondering how such a simple action can lead to such profound changes, it's helpful to understand what might be holding your body back. First, there's a silent force most men never suspect that's stealing their strength from the inside. We'll reveal it in the next topics, but this is just the beginning. Let's talk about stress, pal. I've seen countless good men who eat healthy, stay active, follow all the right advice, but still feel like something's off. Energy is low, desire comes and goes, and when it comes to intimacy, their body no longer responds like before. At that point, I ask, how's your stress? There's usually silence, a sigh, and then I see the truth. Worries about money, health, marriage, aging. It's a heavy load, and most don't realize how much this silent pressure destroys their masculinity from the inside. Look, chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that should help in danger but shouldn't be elevated all day, every day. In today's world, most men over 60 live in a near constant state of tension. And here's the cruel part. Cortisol and testosterone can't coexist at high levels. When one rises, the other falls. That means the more stressed you are, the less testosterone your body produces, and your sexual response weakens. That's where cloves become more than just a circulation booster. They help regulate the stress response. The compound beta-caryophyllene in cloves binds to receptors in the brain that signal safety and calm. In minutes, you can feel relief in your chest, mental clarity, and a release of the pressure built up over years. And when cortisol drops, testosterone can finally rise naturally without effort. You start to feel more like yourself, without noticing the change at first. But it's real. And there's another powerful benefit from this stress relief, one that works silently while you sleep, and could be the missing piece in your hormonal recovery. Chewing cloves for better sleep, leading to more testosterone. If there's one thing I see over and over in my older patients here in the neighborhood, it's that sleep falls apart, and everything else with it. You can eat healthy, exercise, take all the supplements, but if your sleep is disrupted, your hormones don't stand a chance. That's because most of your testosterone, repair work, and healing happens at night, specifically during deep, uninterrupted sleep. But how many men over 60 actually get that kind of rest? Many tell me they're awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling while their thoughts race. Or they fall asleep fast, but wake up multiple times at night, never feeling fully rested. And then they wonder, why is my energy so low? Why does desire feel like just a memory? Why can't I keep up like before? The answer is usually poor sleep quality. That's where cloves come in, not just as circulation support, but as a powerful ally to the nervous system. The compounds in cloves, particularly eugenol and beta-caryophyllene, don't just relax blood vessels. They also calm the part of the brain that regulates your sleep cycle. When you chew cloves at night, about an hour before bed, they help promote deeper, more stable sleep. Many men tell me they start dreaming again, wake up with more clarity, have more energy, and most often, stronger morning erections. It's no coincidence, buddy. It's testosterone doing its job again. So if you're struggling to feel rested or wondering why your energy and vitality vanished, start paying attention to your sleep quality, because improving this area can send a wave of healing through your entire system. But cloves don't stop there, brother. What if I told you that even your gums and oral health could be secretly affecting your erection capacity? Let's uncover this surprising connection now. Gum disease could be destroying your erections, and cloves can fix that too. This might sound strange at first, but I've seen it so many times I can't ignore it. A man comes to my clinic complaining of fatigue, weak erections, with no clear explanation. His blood pressure is fine, his labs are in order. But then I ask a simple question: how's your oral health? And out comes the truth. Bleeding gums, receding gums, bad breath that won't go away. Most men would never think that what's happening in their mouth could affect what's happening in the bedroom. But the science is clear. Everything is connected, pal. Your mouth is a gateway to your bloodstream. If you have gum disease, whether you know it or not, the bacteria from your mouth enter the bloodstream, travel through the body, and cause silent inflammation that damages the blood vessels responsible for erections. It's like trying to push water through a pipe full of mud. The pressure might be there, but nothing flows right. Studies have even shown that men with advanced gum disease have up to 70% higher risk of erectile dysfunction. That's no coincidence. That's raw biology. That's where cloves become more than just a helpful spice. They become a daily detox. Clove oil is one of nature's strongest natural antiseptics. When you chew whole cloves, these antibacterial compounds act immediately and start neutralizing harmful bacteria in the mouth before they enter the bloodstream. It's fast and effective, and sometimes you can even feel it while chewing. It's one of the simplest yet most overlooked steps to restoring whole body health. And when your mouth is clean, your blood flows cleaner too. But now that your vessels are opening, your hormones are rising, and your systems are working better, what can you expect next? Let me explain what happens week by week once you commit to this powerful habit. What to expect after 7, 14, and 30 days. One of the most encouraging parts of my work with older men is seeing how their faces change over time. I'll never forget a 65-year-old man who came to see me, exhausted, skeptical, and ashamed of what he'd lost. We started the clove method together, and I just asked him to be consistent for a month. After a week, he called me and said, "Doctor, something's happening. I feel more awake in the mornings." That was just the beginning. In the first 7 days, most men notice subtle changes: a warm sensation in the body, a clearer mind, slightly deeper sleep, a bit more motivation to move or walk. It's not dramatic, but it's there, and it's a sign your body is starting to respond. By day 14, things usually pick up. Energy increases, mornings feel different, more alert, sometimes with the return of something they hadn't felt in years: spontaneous morning erections. It's not raw magic. It's circulation normalizing and testosterone starting to work again. By day 30, many men tell me they feel like different people. Not just that erections return more regularly and stronger, but confidence shifts. They act differently. Their wives or partners notice. Even if intimacy hasn't fully restored yet, the connection and emotional presence starts rebuilding. And that's the real goal, brother. Feeling like yourself again, living in a body that feels alive, not stuck or disconnected. But remember, this is just the beginning. Because once you've unlocked this power, the real question is, how can you harness it and protect it for the years ahead? In our final message, we'll talk about how to turn this simple habit into a lasting foundation for lifelong vitality. Conclusion: the power awaiting you to feel like yourself again. I've spent more than 15 years with men like you, men who silently carry the weight of fading energy, lost confidence, and the fear that their best days are behind them. But I promise you, that's not the case.